The entire crowd at the children's charity fair burst into applause when a cheerful little girl grabbed the successful CEO's hand with one hand and her widowed father with the other. Smiling innocently, she thanked everyone for celebrating with her parents. Cameras flashed, strangers congratulated the couple, and before anyone could correct the misunderstanding, the elegant CEO simply smiled with tears quietly forming in her eyes. She never denied it, because for the first time in years, pretending felt less truthful than the hope she suddenly felt growing inside her heart. Before this emotional journey begins, if you believe kindness, forgiveness, hope, and second chances still have the power to change lives, please like this video, leave a thoughtful comment, share it with someone who needs encouragement today, and subscribe to our channel so our family and our community can continue growing through stories that inspire compassion and hope. Brennan Cole never imagined life would become so quiet after losing his wife to illness 4 years earlier. Every morning began before sunrise as he packed lunches, braided his 8-year-old daughter Hazel's hair with mixed success, and hurried to his job as a facilities manager for one of the city's largest nonprofit organizations. He rarely thought about romance anymore. His entire world revolved around giving Hazel a childhood filled with love despite the empty chair that remained at their dinner table. Across the city, Evelyn Harper carried a different kind of loneliness. As chief executive officer of a rapidly growing charitable foundation, she was admired for transforming struggling community programs into thriving centers of hope. Newspapers celebrated her accomplishments, but very few people knew how isolated success had made her feel. Endless meetings replaced family dinners, business awards replaced genuine friendships, and every achievement seemed strangely hollow when she returned home each afternoon to an empty house. Their lives first crossed during preparations for the foundation's annual daytime community fair. Brennan supervised volunteers setting up tents, repairing playground equipment, and making sure every activity remained safe for visiting families. Evelyn walked through the grounds inspecting every detail, expecting another routine event. Instead, she noticed something unusual. Whenever frightened children became separated from their parents, Brennan somehow calmed them within moments. He knelt to their eye level, listened patiently, and spoke with the gentle confidence only someone who truly understood children could possess. Hazel proudly helped beside her father, handing out bottled water to volunteers with a smile that brightened the entire park. Evelyn found herself watching them more often than she intended. As the fair opened beneath clear blue skies, hundreds of families filled the park. Laughter echoed between colorful tents while music drifted across the grass. Brennan spent the afternoon solving small problems before anyone noticed them. He repaired a loose stage step, comforted a crying toddler, carried heavy supplies for elderly volunteers, and somehow still found time to cheer during Hazel's school choir performance. Evelyn quietly joined him between activities. Their conversations felt effortless. They spoke about community service, raising children, overcoming grief, and the strange loneliness that can exist even when surrounded by people. Neither realized how naturally they had begun walking side by side. Late that afternoon, Hazel ran toward them after finishing a children's art competition. Without hesitation, she slipped her small hands into theirs. The nearby photographer assumed they were a family. Other parents smiled warmly. Several volunteers congratulated them on raising such a wonderful daughter. Brennan felt embarrassed and gently started explaining the misunderstanding. Before he could finish, Evelyn simply smiled. Not because she wanted to deceive anyone, but because standing beside Brennan and Hazel felt unexpectedly peaceful. For one brief moment, the picture others imagined resembled the life she secretly wished she had. The photographs spread across local newspapers the following morning under headlines celebrating families supporting community charities. Although no article falsely claimed they were married, readers naturally assumed they were. Social media quickly filled with congratulations. When co-workers teased Brennan, he laughed awkwardly. Evelyn, however, surprised everyone. She refused to criticize the misunderstanding or demand public corrections. Instead, she explained during an interview that what truly mattered wasn't assumptions about relationships but the example of adults working together to serve children. Her gracious response earned widespread admiration. Still, rumors reached the Foundation's board of directors. Some members worried public perception could damage Evelyn's professional reputation. Others questioned whether becoming close to an employee created conflicts of interest. Feeling pressured, Evelyn briefly distanced herself from Brennan. The sudden silence hurt more than either expected. Hazel noticed immediately. She quietly asked why her new friend no longer visited the playground during lunch breaks. Brennan had no answer. He simply reminded his daughter that sometimes good people must make difficult decisions. Meanwhile, Evelyn couldn't ignore the emptiness returning to her daily routine. The smiles she shared with Brennan and Hazel had been genuine. Pretending they meant nothing became impossible. Everything changed several weeks later during another daytime community event. A severe storm the previous evening had damaged one of the Foundation's youth centers, forcing volunteers to rebuild outdoor activity areas before children arrived that afternoon. Without being asked, Brennan organized neighbors, co-workers, and parents. People painted fences, planted flowers, repaired benches, installed playground equipment. Hazel worked beside everyone, proudly collecting trash and handing out cold drinks. When Evelyn arrived, she found hundreds of volunteers already transforming the center into something more beautiful than before. She realized none of them had come because of company policies or publicity. They came because Brennan had spent years quietly helping others without expecting recognition. His kindness had inspired an entire community. Standing beneath the warm afternoon sunshine, Evelyn finally understood what leadership truly meant. It wasn't found in boardrooms. It was built through trust. That afternoon, she addressed the board directly. She explained that integrity should never be confused with compassion. Brennan had never asked for special treatment, personal favors, or professional advantage. Their friendship had grown through shared service, mutual respect, and a desire to make children's lives better. The board members, after witnessing the overwhelming support Brennan had earned throughout the community, withdrew every concern. Months passed. Brennan accepted a promotion based entirely on years of outstanding work. Evelyn continued leading the foundation with renewed purpose, spending more time visiting community programs than attending unnecessary meetings. Their friendship gradually deepened into something built on patience rather than pressure. Neither rushed to define it. They simply allowed trust to grow naturally. One beautiful Saturday afternoon, the foundation hosted another family celebration in the same park where everything had begun. This time, Brennan and Evelyn arrived together. Hazel proudly carried a handmade drawing showing 3 people planting a young tree beneath a bright blue sky. At the bottom she had written that families are built by love, kindness, and choosing one another every day. The drawing brought tears to many eyes. Before this story reaches its heartfelt ending, we'd love to hear from you. Please leave a meaningful comment telling us whether you believe love can begin with friendship and kindness, or share a moment when someone unexpectedly brought hope back into your life. As the afternoon sun filled the park with golden light, Brennan realized that healing never meant forgetting the past. It meant finding the courage to welcome joy again without guilt. Evelyn discovered that success felt far more meaningful when shared with people who valued her heart more than her title. Hazel's simple kindness had reminded countless adults that love often arrives quietly, disguised as ordinary moments of compassion. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another emotional journey. May we all remember that the most beautiful families are not always formed by circumstance, but by kindness, trust, and the courage to open our hearts to second chances.